So ICE got sued for abusing people in detention. And then, totally by coincidence, I'm sure, the surveillance footage that could prove it all just happened to be lost the very next day in a system crash.
Really?
This is not just some tech oopsie.
Whoopsie.
This is what it looks like when a government agency that locks people up in cages knows it can get away with anything. So let's break down what happened and why it matters and what it says about our entire immigration enforcement system. So first, here's the best part. ICE, upon being challenged with this, couldn't even come up with a good lie. Okay, the government's response basically boils down to, yeah, the footage is gone. There was a system crash. And hey, look, if you really wanted this evidence, then maybe you should have provided us with storage. You know what I'm saying? Wait, what? This is an agency that now has a multi-billion-dollar budget, as well as the ability to cage and deport people. They also have access to federal IT that can basically track whatever they want. I mean, your grandma's got WhatsApp, they can track that. But when it comes to 13 days of video evidence that might show, I don't know, abuse against migrants, suddenly, my hard drive died, man, and nothing I can do. Oh, really now? They're literally implying that immigration lawyers should start showing up with external hard drives. Like, hey, make sure that before you violate my client's rights, could you please take this USB stick and, drag and drop evidence of your crimes? Look, this isn't a tech issue, okay? This is ICE basically saying the quiet part out loud. Oh, if there's any evidence of us abusing migrants, we will destroy it. And we will destroy it right in front of you. And nothing will happen to us. Now, if this were the only the first time that ICE had mysteriously lost something, you could be like, guys, it was an accident, all right? It's a freak accident. Except that that's not what's going on here. This is just, this is part of a pattern. ICE's greatest hits, remember, include having detention centers filled with, roaches that are freezing and conditions that are, overcrowded, okay? You also have allegations of medical neglect that is so bad that people have literally died waiting for basic care. You also have reports of forced or coerced medical procedures in some facilities. And of course, constant stonewalling on records, FOIA requests, oversight. And somehow, whenever it seems to be time to produce the paper trail or the video, we have a camera malfunction. Oh, do we? Or, sorry, we can't find the records. The emails, they're missing. Now, entire weeks of footage get wiped out in a crash. No, at some point, you got to stop calling it incompetence and start calling it a policy. This is not an agency that keeps accidentally tripping over their own dicks, okay? This is an agency that understands that as long as the evidence disappears, the consequences do too. Here's what accountability might actually look like if, we lived in a serious country, which we don't, but we would have independent investigations. Not one of these, law enforcement, we decided to also look into ourselves and we will get back to you. Oh, it turns out that we didn't do anything wrong. We looked into ourselves and we didn't do anything wrong. Not one of those, okay? No, you need an outside body with subpoena power, okay? Going through IT logs, internal messaging, talking to people who may have known about this lawsuit, okay? And who was responsible for video retention, record keeping. If a random person destroyed evidence after being sued, they'd be arrested. When ICE does it, though, we get a shrug and a press statement. Oops. Now, assuming, of course, this missing footage hurts ICE's case. Now, in normal civil litigation, if you accidentally delete crucial evidence, the courts can treat it as proof that the evidence was bad. It looked bad for you. And I think that principle should apply here. You lost 13 days of evidence, of footage, right after being sued. That seems a little suspicious. You know, those 13 days, we're going to assume that they back up the story of the detainees. Okay? Look, real retention standards with teeth, okay? If your job, and it shouldn't even be a job, but it involves caging human beings, the server crashed, should not be an acceptable outcome. They should have redundant systems, automatic backups, criminal penalties for anyone caught tampering or failing to preserve evidence. And the bigger one, let's stop pretending that the system can be fixed with better policy. You don't make a fundamentally abusive structure humane by adding a new bullet point in their handbook. You've got to shrink the detention system, okay? Abolish ICE. Use community-based alternatives. Stop pouring money into an agency whose business model requires people to be invisible, okay? Disappeared. Look, the problem isn't that ICE occasionally messes up. The problem is that ICE is functioning exactly as designed. And this is where all that law and order BS completely collapses. When poor people, immigrants, asylum seekers, if they miss a court date or if they cross the border, they fill out a form wrong, they get detention, deportation, or other lifetime consequences. But when ICE destroys 13 days of video, you know, for abuse, right after they get sued, it's, unfortunate technical issue. What are you going to do? Nah. You know, we're told that this is supposed to be a nation of law and order. Except here we have the people with the guns, the badges, and cages that are living in a completely different legal universe. If the law doesn't apply to the people running the prisons, the people who might be deleting the footage, or the people approving the budgets, then what we have is not rule of law. It's the rule of who the system is built to protect. And it's not the people in the cells. All right? So here's a little civics lesson. ICE gets sued for abuse. The video that could prove that abuse magically dies in a system crash the following day. And we're supposed to believe the multi-billion-dollar security state just, forgot to make a backup? Forgot how that worked? No. I believe that this is what authoritarian creep looks like, okay? It's not tanks in the street. It's malfunctioning cameras, a failed server, a corrupted hard drive, one more piece of reality getting quietly erased. Meanwhile, we're just enforcing the law, guys. And no one is above that law, okay? Except apparently the people who might be deleting the evidence. If your oversight can be defeated by oops, file deleted, then you don't have oversight. So when you hear slogans about, law and order, we're law and order, remember this. We got human beings that are sitting in cages, kids in cages. We got serious allegations of abuse. We've got a lawsuit. And now we've got 13 days of video that vanished into the government IT black hole. Not because they can't keep it, but because they know they won't be punished for not keeping it. Your rights are conditional, while their power is not. If this video helped you cut through the BS and see what is really happening, then smash that like button. Every single like pushes back against the right-wing propaganda machine. I can't do this work without your support. So please check out my Patreon. Link is in the description of this video. For a few bucks a month, you can help keep this channel independent from corporate BS. So hit subscribe, hit that notification bell, and let's keep fighting for democracy and against fascism together.